So I appreciate you all being here very much. My name is Caroline Jean Fernald. I'm a PhD student in Native American art history at the University of Oklahoma. It's also where I got my master's degree. And I'm writing my dissertation on late 19th and early 20th century Native American tourist or souvenir art that was used to promote travel by rail to national parks. So in addition to that, I'm interested in the symbiotic relationships that form between native and non-native artists, such as Couse, and in the promotion and sale of traditional and indigenous art forms. I was first introduced to Couse's work with the Santa Fe Railway and the Fred Harvey Company as an undergraduate studying in Chicago. I know that someone was just like, yay, Chicago. So as an undergraduate studying in Chicago, and I titled my lecture as A Narrative History because I want to share with you the many intertwined stories that I came across by working closely with the Couse collection. And just kind of like look over there and then you see the same thing. So my role as the Couse Foundation's first intern was to research and catalog the collection of Southwestern pottery that was initially believed to include about 100 pieces. After going through every trunk, cardboard box, cabinet, and drawer where I found all these arrows, I found a total of 161 pots, so at least 50 more than what I had been purported to exist in this collection. The majority of the collection is visible, as you can see in this room and in this image, on a high shelf that surrounds the perimeter of Couse's original studio. But at least 50 of the smaller pieces that had not seen the light of day in decades. So some of them are found in a cardboard box, some of them are found on a bench over there in the corner. Almost all of the pots date from approximately 1880 to 1910, which is my area of specialization, and exemplify the swift and abrupt transition in Pueblo pottery that was brought about by the introduction of the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railway, and when they kind of developed their transcontinental line through the Southwest. Some early pieces, like this Zuni water jar from 1880, were completely utilitarian and show significant signs of wear along the rim. Got a little laser pointer, so I'll use it. So we have some wear right here along the rim. You can see some more here, kind of on the shoulder of the pot. So wear along the rim and shoulders kind of demonstrate that these pots were repeatedly scraped along the rocky bottom of a mountain spring. Other vessels, such as this Zuni water jar, also from the 1880s, were presumably made for the tourist trade. The pot pictured here is almost half the size of the previous image. Sizes were reduced, sometimes for better portability for travelers, but the vessel's form and exterior designs are distinctly identifiable as Zuni and predate tourism. So certain motifs, designs, and techniques are passed down within a family, and yet at the time that this vessel was collected, alterations to tradition were viewed by many Euro-American buyers as inauthentic modifications that merely catered to the tourist trade. As souvenirs of his travels through the Southwest, Couse's pottery collection is reminiscent of a well-stocked library. Each pot has a story, and like a good book, I found it exceedingly difficult to put some of the books or the pots back on the shelf. So that one, that one, that one. I mean, it just never ends. All of them in this room. I mean, it was kind of an ordeal to get them down to begin with, let alone take them down again to look at them. So it was very, very, very difficult to kind of let them go. And in a week from now, I kind of have to let them all go. Don't even want to talk about that. So a souvenir. So as I kind of named this lecture, a souvenir. A souvenir represents a memory made manifest in a portable object. Art historian Ruth Phillips states, "The souvenir, whether picture, postcard, or decorative object, is necessary as a marker or concrete evidence of the ephemeral experience that has been consumed." According to Ruth Phillips, as souvenirs, Aboriginal objects did not act only as signs of personal travel experience, but increasingly commemorated the anticipated imminent disappearance of Indians themselves. Couse's paintings demonstrate a concern with this theme, and you can see them all around the room. And like a souvenir, they represent a memory or a moment that is past. Likewise, the pots in the Couse collection, they stand in for their markers, for their makers, and they symbolize the anonymous artist's adaptability to this moment of transition and embody the continuity of the pottery tradition.